Welcome to the very first episode of the Bytes and Beats podcast. My name is Nasaal. Welcome to anybody listening on any of the podcast platforms. Welcome to anybody watching on the YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, right, for this whole, because this is a new channel compared to the original channel that I have. Welcome. Hit subscribe. Engage with the content. All of the social media links, of course, will be in the description, whether you're on the podcast side or on the YouTube side. But yeah, just to give a quick rundown of what Bytes and Beats is. Bytes and Beats is basically looking at tech and music, or music and tech, whichever way you want to put it. And, for this episode, we're really trying to delve into music in the sense of looking at Red Bull Culture Clash. That's the thing that is the event that is on the horizon in Jamaica for November 2nd. Of course, I have the cartel event way down further. But we're looking at what's coming up, like next week, that type of thing. But yeah, Red Bull Culture Clash, that's what's coming up now. And what I really want to dive into is terms of the event itself is just looking at the teams and sort of comparing them to the 2019 staging. But, we're looking at it in the context of the persons on the team, surprisingly enough. Just to give a quick rundown on the history of it, though. Red Bull Culture Clash was founded in 2010, and they actually took a break in 2015. In the 2014 staging, it was said that between 20,000 to 30,000 people were in attendance. And then, of course, the first time it was actually held in Jamaica is 2019. Now, just to clarify, they've actually been all over the world in a general sense. So they've been more to UK and US, right? And of course, if you remember probably, Mixbox Zone was the zone that won when they went to UK. I think it was 2018, 2017, thereabout. Right? And even then, because of the influence on the sound from the Sound Clash history in Jamaica, which of course started in the 50s, that is part of why the Red Bull Culture Clash is as big as it is. Right? Now, let's take a look at the previous teams from 2019 before we look at the current staging's teams, right? Just a quick reminder, you have Do It For The Culture, Rhythm Platter, Strike Force, and Ramesh Entertainment. Alright, so for the main hitters, so to speak, of the teams, for Do It For The Culture, we had Salam Rami, Spragamins, Just No Con, Bambino, Jack Scorpio, and Disco New. Now, if you remember properly, Do It For The Culture actually won the 2019 staging that was held. Alright, and to be honest, that's no surprise. A little breakdown of each person. Salam Remy is known more for being a producer. Spragamins, of course, as a very renowned Jamaican artist. Just No Cone also is a producer. Bambino, without a shadow of a doubt, everybody knows him as a DJ. Also a producer as well. Produced a couple of hits here. If you remember Trevor Offkey. Yeah, Bambino. Jack Scorpio, interestingly enough, I would more class as a Sound Clash DJ, being that he has a lot of victories under his belt or has been in more Sound Clash competitions to sort of define him that way in a sense. Alright, and of course, Disco Neil, producer, audio engineer, graphic designer, one bag of things him do. But also, and most importantly, in relation to the Culture Clash, he's a two-time Red Bull Culture Clash champion at this point. In 2019, he just won his first one. And of course, in 2024, in, I believe, June or July, he won his second one when he was in the team No Long Talk for the Red Bull Culture Clash in the USA. I'll double check and I'll put the correct information if it is so on screen. Alright. Well, yeah. So for Rhythm Stream Platter though, we have Scratch Master, Barry Hype, King Bubba, Willie Chin, Lord Hype, Doggy Slaughter, and DJ Kurt Riley. Now, before I go on, in terms of looking at the teams, I sort of put them into more or less 3 categories. I was saying that you have a soca team, you have 2 local Jamaica teams, and then you sort of have what I consider to be, in a sense of an international or niched, more unique team in the sense of the persons on them are normal international or, persons who are not from here, but definitely not Caribbean immediately, if you get me. All right, so the first team, of course, would have been more of one of our local teams rightfully do it for the culture, but I would more it more seems like those persons are more international in that sense, especially because of Salah Rami being on the team. All right, but we'll get into why that is in a few. All right, so remembering now, Rhythm Stream Platter, we had Scratch Master, who's a DJ and producer, Barry Hype, another DJ and actually an MC as well, King Bubba, forgive me. He's an artist and, of course, an entertainer in his own right. Willie Chin from Black Chinese Sound, and, of course, he's a remix king. Lord Hype, known as a DJ. Doggy Slaughter, known as a DJ and a producer, and also a voice artist as well. And, of course, our very own Kurt Riley. If you don't know Kurt Riley at this point, something wrong with you. But, yeah, Rhythm Stream Platter was more of the soca team, especially based on the artists who were a part of that. Right? And, you know, they definitely pulled their punches. Threw their punches, sorry. But they placed fourth in that staging. Now, on to Strike Force. Now, Strike Force was led by Governor, right? And, of course, hence the Strike Force name. All right, so he's one of the members of the team. You had Jada Kingdom, you had Firelinks, you had Chromatic Sound, and, of course, this was Heavy DJR, Creep, Aries, Travis. I don't think Shantonio was there, right? But big up Shantonio same way. You have ZJ Sparks, right? Our very own DJ and producer. DJ at Zip 103, just to make that clear. And of course, Richie Feelings. I don't remember actually seeing Richie Feelings unless he was behind the console as one of the DJs for that night. But yeah, this is one of the local teams, definitely, right? Based on the lineup that is there. And if memory serves correct, they placed second. Yeah, they did place second. But definitely you could see why they chose the team that they chose for Strike Force. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, it's sort of a niche team in a sense. And, of course, this would be Romesh Entertainment, right? Encompassing DJ Black Boy, DJ Ansman, Bada Bling, who is also the unit's DJ/MC, Bishop Escobar, MC Extraordinaire, right? And, of course, the Prime Minister or the Minister for Entertainment in his own right. DJ Liquid, ZJ Chrome, who is actually a returning participant to this year's staging of the Sound Clash. DJ Franco and Jade. Of course, anybody who don't know Jade, something wrong with her. Jade is now at Fire 105. Right, she's a host, voiceover artist, and of course, media personality extraordinaire. I'm a big fan. That's why I sort of stress it. You understand? But yeah, that was the team. All right. Oh, remember, Jade worked with Ramesh as well, so don't forget that part. But yeah, that was the team. I remember now, as I said, this is more of a niche team in the sense that it was very specific to Ramesh in that regard. All right. One of the local teams was still niche in that regard. Now, you're probably wondering at this point, why is it that I just name out the teams and name out the people on the team and all that and not give any explanations to what I'm on? The thing about it is that, excuse me, the thing about it is that people tend to not pay attention as to who is on whatever team they are on. All right. And that also helps to determine the strength of the team or the potential strength of the team, as we saw in the 2019 staging. And sort of helps to determine what kind of crowd is going to be at the event and all that. From my recollection, you know, Ramesh Entertainment and Strike Force, being local teams, will definitely draw their own crowd in terms of the Jamaican fan base wholeheartedly, right? And I mean, especially the younger crowd of people who, you know, would gravitate to Ant-Man, ZJ Chrome, Governor, Jada Kingdom, Chromatic. You know, the younger crowd especially would have come on. I'm thinking as well in terms of the Radio Stream Platter team being mostly soca personnel, brought out all the soca crews and all that, and of course they got their support in that regard. You know, then for those persons who, for lack of a better term, really have a passion for older music and, you know, are engaged in the oldies a lot more, and relate to some of the more older veterans to the thing. Do it for the culture, definitely brought out that kind of thing, right? But if you really and truly have culture clash not culture clash, just general clash knowledge, you realize that definitely there are truly some heavy hitters in each team, right? And comparing 2019 to now, right, you see that the lineup isn't much different in terms of, how they balance the team, but it's actually way better. All right. So do it for the culture, for example, Jack Scarpio being a sound clash DJ that has a lot of clash experience, right, really lent his strength in that regard to, helping to shape how the team approached tackling the competition. And versus, for example, Strike Force team where you have Wola Chromatic Sound. As far as my knowledge carries me based on my research, Chromatic Sound hasn't been in any clashes. You get me? But of course, on Strike Force team, you have Firelinks, which of course, as much as they're a sound, can share any party with them get booked for, them still have them clash culture history to support them. You understand? All right. That doesn't mean, however, that the teams don't have people who are not capable of clashing. For example, with Chrome, all right, Chrome definitely is one of those DJs that are underrated in that regard. All right, but Chrome definitely did his thing when he was with Ramesh Entertainment. And of course, rightfully, the team for Ramesh Entertainment, but being so niche, all right, you could tell you had a lot of creative personnel on the team as well. You understand? But yeah, that's 2019. Let me just go ahead and take a quick break. All right, and then we'll get into 2024. All right? Be right back. Hey, hope you've been enjoying the show so far. All right, and of course, as I said, this is a quick break. Just throwing it out there to anybody who wants to sponsor the show. The Beats and Bytes podcast is always going to be looking for sponsors, right? To, start to cover certain things in terms of the show and probably elevate the aesthetic or how the show is operating. All right, so if you want to be one of those persons, send an email to the email below, or that's
bytesandbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
All right, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, and we'll take it from there to see if you would be the right fit. Once again,
bytesandbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
If you want to sponsor the show in one way or another, let's go ahead and get that done. All right, let's get back to the show. All right. Welcome back. Of course, as I said, we'll just take a quick break, sort of just quote-unquote pay some bills. Not no bills paid, but still, I understand. Just get some things out of the way, sort of looking to get some sponsorship and all that, as the advertisement would have said. All right, and, if you're able to, hit up the email. All right, get some support to the content, especially if you genuinely feel that this content can go somewhere. All right, and let's get the ball rolling in terms of upping the quality and whatever else we can get done for the sake of the content. All right. But anyways, so as I said, just if you decided to join after the break, we're talking about Red Bull Culture Clash and the fact that's coming up November 2nd. All right. Definitely, we just went over the previous staging, which of course was in 2019, and we looked at teams in terms of the quality of the players. All right. Sort of to give sort of an overview of things. All right. So that you could have a better understanding. But no, so if you haven't watched it from the beginning, I highly recommend that you watch it just to give yourself an idea of what's the direction I'm going to take in regards to explaining the teams. Cool? So, let's get into it, shall we? Looking at the teams for this year's staging, we have Big Bad Soca, London Crew, Jamaica USA, and Madhouse Experience. Now, as I explained in the first part, I believe that we have 2 local crews, then an international, then a soca. All right, that's how I see it. All right, that makes up the 4 teams. All right, Big Bad Soca, it sounds like a tongue twister. Big Bad Soca, of course, rightfully being the soca team. London Crew would have been our international team, and of course, Jamaica USA and Madhouse Experience being the 2 local teams that are here. All right, I think Madhouse Experience more accurately as well is our niche team, and I'll explain that when we get there. Cool. Now, looking at the team, Big Bad Soca is being led by a voice, all right, exceptional soca artist, all right, and of course, that goes without saying that in terms of lyricism, he's really good at that. So we can expect to see some interesting word plays and contextual plays if, of course, they're going to be creating the customs. All right. Bobby Killer, Monroe from Taurus Movements, right, are Clash champions at a lot of competitions to the point that if I was supposed to list them, it would take me a little while, but trust me, these guys definitely have a clashing spirit. These guys have clash experience under the belt, right? And listening to an interview that was done with Bobby Killer, definitely, if you understand the history of them, then you'll know that, this is one completely 180-degree team already compared to Rhythm Stream Platter the last staging. Cool? So, of course, we have Salty and Akeem 5.0. Apparently, they're part of the same team Pushback. All right. Salty being the MC, Akeem 5.0 being a DJ. Then you have Travis World, DJ, producer. Of course, you would know his work on Soca Bong Stream. Right. He was also a part of the No Long Talk team for Red Bull Culture Clash USA 2024 that was held in either June or July. And you have Media Penny, also an MC, but he was also a part of the Red Bull Culture Clash 2024 staging in USA, part of the No Long Talk team as well. So they won that competition, by the way. All right, so they have their first or maybe second Culture Clash title under the belt. And then, of course, you have DJ Elon, a.k.a. Poppy. There wasn't much information on him, however. So far as I mentioned the names, you could tell rightfully so that this is a more structured team in comparison to the previous team from 2019, Rhythm Stream Platter. Now, let me make this point very clear. It's not to say that the Rhythm Stream Platter team was not good. And rightfully so. They also had a heavy hitters. However, based on what I'm seeing, these guys worked together or have worked together consistently throughout the years, right? And so I think based on that especially, that this team is a little more stronger in that regard. Cool? Let's look at the London crew, however. Stefflon Dawn. Of course, Stefflon Dawn. Right? She's the one leading this team, and of course, as an international artist, rightfully so. Right? She's coming down to Jamaica. She's coming to lead the London crew, as the name is implied. Right? And she is looking to lead a team, what seems to be comprised mostly of DJs, right? But it's more of a dual talent type of role in this situation. Right? You also have Father Shella, who is a talent manager. You have DJ Slapway, he's also an MC. You have Wade, Ed, and Junior Killer from Presto Mix Zone, both MC and DJ respectively. You have the DJ MC duo, DJ Mac and Baba. Now, I don't know why they didn't mention DJ Baba on the flyers, but of course you see visual representation of him there. But in terms of when you look at the information on the Instagram page, you don't see his name mentioned. Not sure why, but of course, he's there. They're out. So they're going to be a mad vibe in that regard. All right. Then you have DJ Shaka. Shaka is a DJ/MC who has actually been a 2-time Guinness Sounds of Greatness winner. Now, I'm not sure about the years. All right. I was looking for the information, but couldn't find it. But anybody know Guinness Sounds of Greatness? Say, that competition, rightfully so, is one of Jamaica's hardest competitions. All right. And on top of that, it's one of them competitions that where if you win it, right, it really puts you or puts your career at a higher advantage. Right? Remembering Juggling Masters who won last year, right? And when they're on the road since the competition has been won. Right? Not since anything I did before, but trust me, consistently booked every week, 3, 4, 5 events if you're not careful. But yeah, big up Juggling Masters, same way. Alright, looking at the Jamaica Wizard team, however, you have DJ Frost, the leader of the team. He's also a producer. You have TC Rebel, alright, from, that famous crew that for life of me I always mixing it up, and I'm not going to say it no, alright, because I don't want to mix it up, alright. But that trio there. She's a part of the team as well. You have DJ Banker, who is also a DJ and MC for Della Soul Sound, forgive me. Right, and he is also the Guinness Sounds of Greatness winner for 2022. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about the competition a while ago. Right? It's a serious competition. If you win it, you know that. Right? Now, as I mentioned earlier before the break, DJ Chrome is a returning participant to the competition. Of course, we know who Chrome is. Work on Zip 103, right? DJ, producer, right? And of course, everybody knows Chrome and him Vibes got the dub box separate from him regular dub box, as we like to say. Right? You know, say it. I mean, it means not normal. And even so, remember, we're about 3. So who knows what may happen? Cool. Also, and most importantly, in my book at least, you have Chris Diamond, DJ and MC for Code Red Sound, right? And of course, he was a part of the crowning of the 2022 World Clash Championship, right? Himalango, UK. I'll probably double check that information. But Himalango went to the World Clash Championships, and of course, they brought home the title. And I think it was the final World Clash Championship. So definitely, big props to them in that regard, for winning that competition at the time. But yeah, that's Jamaica USA team. Let's also now look at the Matters Experience team in terms of who are the at least mentioned persons. Because at the point of this whole thing, these are all the people that you see on the flyers, right? And we'll explain why I said that in a moment. But yeah, Matters Experience, Baby Sham, or Sham, correction, is the leader of this team, right? Sham, international artist at this point, right? And you have the captain, Colin Hines, right? In the advert for the team, right, or the promo video, for the team, they call him the radio shooter, and of course that rightfully makes sense, right? Please note he also works at Fame 95, right? So if you want to actually hear him mix before this, well, listen to Fame 95. Yeah, cool. Then you have Copper Sean, who's a Copper Shot DJ, and of course he's one of the co-founders of Copper Shot. He is Sean Paul's official DJ, and he also works on Fire 105 alongside China Gay. Good. So, extraordinary DJ, and of course Copper Shot has been in competitions before. Right? Copper Shot, not Copper Sean. As far as my knowledge carries me, or as far as the information has carried me, I haven't seen anything to say Copper Sean has been in any Sound Clash competitions. That does not, however, defeat or deny his capability of clashing, right? Because when I explain how to become more, you'll probably understand, but just to keep it short, creativity and a few other factors are to be considered, rightfully so, in this whole competition. Cool? So, additionally, we have Game Changers, right? That's one Brandon and Staney. Right? I tried to find as much information as I could on them. Right? One Brandon definitely is an up-and-coming DJ/MC, right? And we have to give him props for that. Right? And Staney is also a DJ under the moniker Game Changers. Cool. I also found out or discovered that there is affiliation to Filings, and that, of course, was from the promo video, nothing else. That I found that information. But knowing Filings and the history of Filings, say, all right, at least they have experience and or exposure to Clash culture, so they know what they do. See me? Cool. Now, comparing 2019 team to 2024 team, it's definitely a step up in terms of the type of competition that is there. And first of all, I have to respect that. Happy to see that the competition has elevated. And looking forward to seeing what will happen most definitely. You understand? It's going to be a heated competition between some of the greats and some of the, not so expected people. Because, of course, just like the last staging, there are persons in the listings that, as far as my knowledge carries me, have not had a publicly, let me put it that way, a public display of Sound Clash competition culture type of thing. All right, so looking at it, as you can see from the listing, there are a lot of persons who have been in clashes and even culture clash already. All right, and that sort of helps to determine how serious this competition is going to be this year. For example, as I said, Big Bytes Soda team, in this case, seems to be a lot more properly built, well built, in the sense that, as I said, they're persons who have been in culture clash even up to June, July of this year. That in and of itself says a lot. All right. Soca as a genre, with all due respect to the genre, hasn't really been considered a sound clash type of genre, isn't it? Dancehall, rightfully so, is where it originates. Soca is more of a enjoyment type of vibe. However, we have to bear in mind that you have people like Bungie, people like Marshall, right, who are quite tapped into our culture, isn't it? Right. So even if it's not a matter where you'll see them pop up as surprise guests, right, you can expect that they will definitely lend their hands, their voices, and talent towards all of this. Understand? As I said, yeah, people like Travis World. Travis World is an exceptional DJ. Travis World knows how to put together a proper set in terms of dancehall, right? And I'll explain why in a little bit. Right. Travis World is also very good at soca. You understand? So I have no problems there. You understand? Major Fenny, exceptional MC. Without a shadow of a doubt, you can expect the throw with them to be serious. Alright. Please note, however, people, that culture clash or clashes in general are not supposed to be violent. Right? And anything said is normally just jabbing at the other opponents. Alright, so when I expect now for really and truly be a case where him actually attack out a turn already. Thing like that. Cool? Just to make that clear. But the thing about it, as I'm saying, is that the team is so well rounded that it's really hard to count them out this time around. With Redeem Street proper, with all due respect, when I went to that event, I, with all due respect, felt confident that if they made it to third, it would have truly been on the strength of the crowd. Alright. But even in 2019, Soca wasn't as strong as it is now. Alright, and so that sort of played against them in that regard. You know? But yeah, looking at the London crew, just to show you what we're looking at now. 2-time GSOG champion, Shaka, definitely knows what he's doing. To win the competition twice is a serious accomplishment in my book. Especially for those persons who know how heavy the competition is. And then, as I was mentioning, in terms of the creative aspect of things, you have people like DJ Mac. Exceptional producer in the sense that he's produced a lot of hits, back of hits. So he know what he needs to do in terms of production aspect of things to keep the quality up. Because of course, one go on clash, and you hear like all that split that we're hearing music in one side and the voice in one, and all them craziness. No, it's important that everything in terms of the quality of the music and the creativity of the music is top level. Understand? And I believe that Mark has definitely proven that time and time again in terms of quality of his productions that he has put out. And no shadow of a doubt that he'll do the same for anything that they'll have to utilize in the clash itself. Yeah? And of course you have Stefan Dunn, rightfully so. I believe that she's definitely going to be writing her own dubs. Because she has a few hits under her belt that would definitely be helpful in terms of creating dubs specific for the culture clash. The only thing I would probably say is that I'm looking forward, and I'm certain everybody can agree with me, I'm looking forward to if somebody brings out Jada Kingdom as a surprise guest. And it makes sense, because of course, as far as our archives, if they did not officially end their beef, this could be a potential platform for the beef to sort of either start back up or continue. Alright? I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to that. Alright? That's if. We're not trying to start anything, we're just saying if. Cool? I forgot to mention as well, she's also working with her official DJ Juby. I don't know of him having any clash history, but of course, nobody's to be counted out this year. Honestly. As I said, the Big Bad Soca team definitely coming back to represent a lot stronger than the previous. Alright, I'm not counting out anybody. You understand? So, moving on. Jamaica is a team. Chrome. I don't need to say anything more. Chrome, in and of himself, as put out magnitudes of hits. See, the Chris Diamond has, as far as sort of word of mouth knowledge carries, been very creative in terms of lyricism for writing dubs. Right, so say a combination like that can't be stopped too easily. Cannot be stopped too easily. All right, fully banker. You need sound agreeing this. Come on, people. I keep on pointing it out. Like, GSOG is a serious competition, and if you win that, all right, you really have to put in some blood, sweat, and tears type of situation. All right, and of course, respectfully, I believe Banker is going to do what he normally does exceptionally well. All right, and of course, if you big up your mother, big up your way. Isn't it? So Banker, make sure you big up your mother as you always do, bro. You see me? Mother's experienced team. All right. For me, I'm going to be honest, this team is the team that I'm looking forward to hear the most, in the sense that, for one, I haven't heard Colin Hines in a clash. But of course, I know that Colin Hines is highly respected even amongst the DJs that are in the competition. Hence why he's called the captain. And rightfully so, we expect him to really pull out the stops in terms of, giving us some very interesting oldies. All right. And I mean, who knows his connections in terms of the artists that he'll bring forward, if anything, and all that. And of course, rightfully, Baby Sham, the Madhouse experience in and of itself. And then they go burn down the house. All right. Whether not they go literally do it or figuratively, all right, I can expect that the Madhouse experience is definitely going to be a Madhouse experience. You see me? Cool? Now, let's look at a few additional things that we have to bear in mind as well. As I said, they can bring out guest artists. All right. So that in and of itself is something that we really and truly have to watch for. All right. Because for one, you never know who they're going to bring out on stage. All right. As I said, if a team draws for Jada Kingdom and throw out for London Crew because they've landed upon the team, all right, that's a possibility. All right. You never know if, some dispute between a DJ and a particular artist might come up in a clash. All right. Anything is possible, guys. All right. But that's just one factor to consider. Additionally, if you remember how the event is structured, all right, there will also be a situation where they have to swap genres. So, as I said, if Big Bag Soca gets, for example, dancehall, right, then there is a possibility that they can definitely rile up the crowd, especially with a proper constructed set. You understand? And as I said, they have Travis and the team, right, as, in my opinion, the strongest personnel in terms of dancehall, soca type of thing, right? Because I listen to all of the Travis Road mixes, so I can tell that, yeah, rightfully, he can put together a proper mix and, definitely be a force to be reckoned. Yeah? Cool. All right. In terms of, if we're going to look at anybody sort of getting soca, I think, personally, Madhouse experience and Jamaica, I would say, if they get soca, they can manage, because, of course, of the type of DJ that they have. Colin Hines, as I said, having the history that he has in terms of music knowledge, and of course he's respecting the industry. It's high, so I wouldn't expect him to just be a very niche dancehall DJ. All right, but rightfully so, that's where I think the experience would come from in that regard. And then of course you have Chrome. Chrome is Chrome. You see me? So yeah, it's just that. But yeah. Long and short, I'm looking forward to this year's 2024 staging of Red Bull Culture Class. Alright, I'm hoping to be there. I'm hoping to get some feedback and, of course, come back and leave my commentary on what happens. And so, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you are listening on any other platforms, definitely subscribe there if you can. And definitely looking forward to giving you some feedback after the event. All being well, I hope to do these weekly. Alright, so I can sort of do my research and get my knowledge in. Probably look at some tech and music in one episode, or probably just tech like how I did strictly music this episode. All right. But for now, these are just my few thoughts, to be honest, on the competition. And yeah, this has been the first episode of Bytes and Beats podcast. My name is Nasaal. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, just asking you to subscribe, share the content, follow the pages. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X. All right. At the time of recording this, some of the stuff I haven't created yet, but yeah, rightfully, everything by the time the episode is put out would have been created. So just follow the links there in the bio, in the description, wherever. All right. Until my next episode, guys. This has been Bytes and Beats podcast, and we're out.